Kostja, and on this episode we will be cooking sloppy joes. Let's go.
For the first step, you would want to chop up your vegetables. The vegetables that we will be using is onions and bell peppers. So I'm gonna cut back when the vegetables are cut. So now that we have chopped up the vegetables, it's time to move to the next part of the recipe. That is seasoning our meat and then cooking it. So the next part is seasoning our meat. What you would want to season it with is salt and pepper, mixed spice, and paprika. So I mixed all the spices in here, and I'm just gonna put them in the minced meat. If there's not enough spices for the whole meat, it's okay if you add more. Now we're gonna mix until our spices are evenly mixed amongst all the meat. Since your meat is seasoned, what you would want to do now is cook it. Obviously, you don't want to eat your meat raw. Duh. So you would take some oil. This can be any kind of oil, and you just put a little bit in a pan. Now what you want to do is just leave it here and spread it evenly. And now you would want to put your meat here. Just let it into low heat, quite low heat. Now it's normal that it has this hamburger kind of texture because it's all stick together. Because in the next stage of the cooking, we all spread it around with one of those cooking things. Yeah, I don't know the terminology properly. So we're just spread it evenly. And now I'm gonna add the onions, which need to cook with the burger. So I'm just gonna add some onions. I know it might not look good, but it's gonna look good. So, yeah, what am I saying? So I'm just gonna add a bit of the onions. This is fine. And I'm gonna tell you what you do in the next step. What you wanna do now is a technique called crumbling, where you make your meat very distant apart when it doesn't have that hamburger texture, but it just becomes a lot of little chunks of meat all apart. And you also want to cook it really well with the onions and make it mix so that all the flavors blend together. Now this is a good time to add all your bell peppers. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So you would want to do is just bring the board where you chop those bell peppers and just bring it down. It doesn't matter if they fall because it's okay. You can just add them on later. Looking better already. So now what you want to do is just mix more until the meat and the veggies are all like equally spread together. And then we can move on to the next step. What you want to do now is add your sauces. The sauces that you want to add is just like a teaspoon of mustard. It's fine. And a whole load of ketchup. Before you add the ketchup, you would want to mix in your mustard so it's evenly spread between all the ingredients. Oops. Also put the heat a bit higher. And And now you can add the ketchup. You need to add a lot of ketchup to get the perfect color for the sloppy joe. When I say a lot of ketchup, I mean like a whole lot of ketchup. Like a lot. I'll tell you what color is good when I finish mixing. What you would want to do now is add like a little bit of water to your mixture. So also to give it kind of like a stew texture, and also so the meat and the veggies don't stick to the pan. And now what you want to do is cook it and mix it until it dries up and the meat absorbs the water. So it's okay if you put the heat a bit higher, so the whole process is quicker. So this is the good, like, all the water has vaporized now, and this is the end result that you want. So I think our sloppy joe is ready. Now let's prepare the buns.
So for our sloppy joe, we will be using pita bread, which I find very delicious and it's very easy to cook. To cook it, you will need to put low heat on a pan with some oil, and then you'll put your pita bread on, and then do 2 minutes for each side of the pita bread.